At the outset, I must apologize for not being there physically present with all of you. For some reasons, I've not been able to travel, but I'm glad that I'm able to at least speak to you online. First of all, to the organizers and to this conference, my very best success. And I'm sure that the deliberations of yours will be very successful and very meaningful. Because what you've asked me to speak on, the future of secularism in India. We are at a crossroads, and a very serious challenge is there for the future of secularism in India. Now, this is not a challenge that has emanated only during the last 10 years. This is a challenge that is there before all of us for the last century or so, since 1923, when Vinayak Damodar Savarkar wrote the treatise on Hindutva. And in that, he made it very clear Hindutva is a political project and it has nothing to do with Hindu religion or its practice. And this political project was to convert or establish at that point of time an independent India where only those who have their holy land and their motherland in this territory can live. That is the exclusion of those like Muslims and Christians whose holy lands are outside of this territory. They are not legitimate citizens of the future independent India. That was the conception, and that is the conception that still continued all along this 100 years. And this was the struggle that was going on, and at every point of time, when this challenge arose, the people of India rallied together in defense of secularism and a secular democratic republic, which we established through our constitution. And in defense of that republic, the people rallied around to ensure that the communal forces and the Hindutva challenge cannot succeed. At the time of independence, when partition of India took place and the Islamic Republic of Pakistan was formed, the demand for the converting the rest of India into a Hindu India or a Hindutva India was at its peak. That was resisted by our national movement. And it was defeated by the people of India who adopted this constitution in 1950. It is that anger which led to the assassination of Mahatma Gandhi by those forces. And now, but the challenge did not end there. All through the 70, 75 years, the effort is to convert this secular democratic republic into a rabidly intolerant, fascistic Hindutva Rashtra. And that is the challenge we are facing today. In 2014, for the first time, the RSS, BJP, and the forces propagating Hindutva captured the government and state power. With their full majority, they could proceed on a course of undermining this constitution, this secular democratic constitution, and changing the character of our republic. Now, this is what has been happening since then during the last 10 years. Every single foundational pillar of our constitution is under threat. That is secular democracy, federalism, economic sovereignty, and social justice. All these four pillars are today under a severe assault. All of you are aware of the details. The people of Kerala have always very proudly maintained and say all over the country, people of Kerala have created a society where, unlike anywhere else in the country, when you go to Kerala, nobody asks you the question of what is your religion, what is your caste. You are treated as a human beings, and that is the greatness of the Kerala society. And it is that that has to be maintained today in face of this onslaught. And by destroying every single foundational pillars, They are also destroying the independent institutions established by our constitution, and these beginning from the parliament itself. The parliament and its functioning is being undermined, and all of us have seen how no debates are taking place in the parliament today and laws are passed by a brute majority. You had the judiciary has given a very welcome judgment on electoral bonds recently, but there have been other judgments that we think have not delivered justice. They have not done the Supreme Court proud. It has delivered verdicts, but it has not delivered justice. And then you have agencies like the Election Commission, the ED and the CBI are used as the political wings of the present government to implement their project of converting the secular democratic republic into a rabidly intolerant fascistic Hindutva Rashtra. This is the challenge we have before us. The future of secularism will be determined by how we can overcome this challenge. And overcoming this challenge is the first prerequisite to safeguard secularism and thereby safeguard the secular democratic character of the Republic of India and uphold our constitution and defend it to the full. So it is here, while on the one hand, the people's livelihood is being assaulted. We've got the highest level of unemployment today, rising in the global index of hunger. We have one of the highest rates of inflation. The real wages have been falling during this last decade, and there's a virtual standstill in industrial activity in our country. So the economy is in doldrums. A corporate communal nexus has emerged, which is looting our national assets. And while the rich become richer, the poor are becoming poorer. But this is part of the overall structure for converting our republic into a fascistic Hindutva Rashtra. That has to be stopped. And that is a challenge before you, before me, before the entire people of India, before all the patriots of our country. If that has to be stopped, then these forces, the RSS, BJP, Hindutva forces, must be separated from controlling the government and controlling state power. For that, it is essential that in the forthcoming elections in 2024, we have to ensure that they do not return to control the reins of government and state power. And that is today the utmost patriotic task of every Indian citizen. And this is where we all have to come together. And I appeal to all of you that irrespective of our religion, irrespective of our caste, irrespective of our language, irrespective of our identities, other identities, as an Indian patriot, we all have to unite today to save India. We have to save this secular democratic Republic of India, and then we shall all work together to change it for the better, strengthening the character of India as an inclusive society where it is Indian nationhood, not Hindutva nationalism. It is Indian nationhood and Indian nationalism based and founded on the republican values of our constitution that will be strengthened. So my appeal to all of you, please come forward and let us together face this challenge and ensure that these Hindutva forces are separated from returning to government and returning to control state power. That is the only way we can defend secularism today, and we can strengthen the secular foundations of our country in the coming days. Confident that the people of Kerala, who have always shown the rest of India the direction in which politics should move, starting from 1957, you will continue to play that very important role in 2024 when India is asking all its sons and daughters to come forward to defend the secular democratic Mother India today. So that has to be ensured in the coming elections. And that is my appeal to all of you. Let us all come together as finest Indian patriots and defend our country and save India today so that we can change it for the better tomorrow.